Well, tonight marks for Lateline the end of what has been an extraordinary and eventful year, with natural disasters, political upheaval abroad and a spiteful political battle at home. Chris Schombury compiled this Lateline review of 2011.
The tsunami has engulfed several cities. One of the worst earthquakes ever in Japanese history.
I don't like nuclear power. I think it's a horrible technology, but I recognise that there's some far more horrible technologies which will and are replacing it as a result of the nuclear shutdown.
The rocks are falling down in Sumner, just outside Christchurch.
I'll check the helmet here.
It was horrendous. I have been through a couple of cyclones, but it really frightened me.
He was trying to shoot me, and I saw the bullet just hit the mountain right to me.
3 men, experienced, valued and admired, died doing what they loved and did better than anyone else.
I lost everything. I lost my daughter, my life, everything.
This event has come to a scale where it is New Zealand's most significant maritime environmental disaster.
What Mark was witnessing was a young, pregnant mother who just seconds before the shopper had arrived had had her young child wrenched from her weary arms by the floodwaters.
You can all be very sure Bob will work an 8-day week.
Well, Tony, honestly, I don't want to comment on on the direct action policy. I'm happy to describe it to you. If you want a commentary run on it, you should ask Tony Abbott or Greg Hunt about it. It is what it is.
The point of this tax is that whatever level it starts at, it's going to go up and up and up.
The Prime Minister did expressly rule out a tax, did she not? Am I reading it wrong? Did I hear it wrong?
Yeah, and we can get into a semantic debate.
But it's actually, it's not what's semantics. There's no semantics. There'll be no carbon tax under a government I lead.
These bills, as amended, have been agreed to.
The human rights protections simply aren't there. The UNHCR, I note, is not a signatory to this agreement.
According to these documents, you've already decided, that is, Australia has already decided, that unaccompanied minors among the 800 will be sent to Malaysia. Is that correct?
Well, Tony, I've been very clear that you need to send a strong message.
How is it democratic to appoint your sister to head the party and potentially become Prime Minister?
We looking for the people that can lead the parties.
This is the most humble day of my life.
John Baransano is a Protestant minister in Jayapura who was at the People's Congress. He says he saw people being shot and beaten and others herded into trucks.
Mary, as we'll call her, has suffered dreadfully for daring to identify those who attacked her.
Some people came that night and cut her lips off with the scissors.
Chris Guida says David Miscavige is a violent man.
Miscavige told me to beat the guy with the stick.
A growing number now call themselves freelance terrorists, willing to try smaller, more random attacks.
We're no longer dealing with organisations or organisational hubs. We're dealing with individuals.
The 3 say led to what they believe are thousands of falsified security checks, with information invented to fill in gaps on security applications.
There's growing anger amongst Indonesians over Australia's treatment of its children. The government is defying international scientific consensus by using a discredited X-ray test to prove they're adults.
Do you know any tutors that have been phoned by parents and asked to write essays that their children can memorise?
Yeah, I am aware of that happening.
The exhaustive scientific work on board the Aurora Australis is discovering how and why the Southern Ocean is changing.
The noise of a jungle at night is something absolutely
like that suddenly comes in your ear, and you go, what the heck was that? And then you start hearing the words. There's an animal that goes, only on Tuesdays. And you go, what was that? Only on Tuesdays, only on Tuesdays.
I worry a little bit about some of the older characters because I can't make them immortal. Anna Madrigal
And you can't kill them?
Well, it was at school, and a child would say to me, I can't draw, and I think, oh, the poor thing, she must be blind.
We will track you down, we will find you, we will charge you, we will punish you.
Bin Laden's wife rushed the U.S. assaulter and was shot in the leg but not killed. Bin Laden was then shot and killed.
If this is happening in Egypt, it could happen anywhere.